Well, it's just another routine day in the Great Republic. The border's crumbling before our eyes. The Middle East continues to melt down. Iraq is being handed over to the terrorists. The economy shrinks by 2.4%, and all the while, slowly and inexorably, the debt piles up in the same way that Iranian uranium supplies slowly and steadily grow. You know, business as usual. Oh, one small item. The Speaker of the House of Representatives is suing the President of the United States of America for violating his oath of office. So witness now the awesome firepower of this fully armed and operational trifecta as we bring back both Steve Green and Scott Ott after a 3-week absence without one or the other of them. So we've got our entire team. We got the band back together. And let's get started with something of some substance. It's good to have you back, gents. Before we get to the actions on the part of Speaker Boehner, CNN ran a clip of the president giving a speech in which he talked about being sued by the Speaker of the House. It's a remarkable clip, and I'd like to play about a minute of it to set the stage for the audience. So let's take a look.
And as long as they insist on taking no action whatsoever that will help anybody, I'm going to keep on taking actions on my own that can help the middle class. Like the actions I've already taken to speed up construction projects and attract new manufacturing jobs and lift workers' wages and help students pay off their student loans. And they criticize me for this. Boehner sued me for this. And I told him I'd rather do things with you, pass some laws. Make sure the Highway Trust Fund is funded so we don't lay off hundreds of thousands of workers. It's not that hard. Middle-class families can't wait for Republicans in Congress to do stuff. So sue me.
That's remarkable for a number of reasons. Scott, the president says, amicably enough, it seems to me, that he'd, of course, prefer to work with the Republicans in the Congress to give him what he wants, raising the minimum wage, adding unemployment benefits, et cetera. But the people, the middle class can't wait for Republicans and the legislative branch of the government, so the head of the executive branch is going to write the laws reserved to the legislative branch. Got a problem with that? So sue me. I have a problem with that, Scott. Do you have a problem with that? And do you think suing the president is going to fix that problem?
Well, you know, as it says in the Constitution, in the preamble, you know, we, the middle class of the United States of America. No, wait a minute. It was something like that, words to that effect. You know, this gets so tiresome. How many years now have we been listening to, first of all, this paying to the middle class? It's always the middle class. They're never just people. It's always the middle class. Like we don't care about the rich. We care about the middle. We don't even care about the poor. We just care about the middle class. The only reason we care about the poor is so we can lift them into the middle class, and we'd like to bring the rich down into the middle class as well. So that gets tiresome. And then this other idea that somehow President Obama is sitting there in the Oval Office with an open door, waiting for John Boehner to come in and to come in with a spirit of compromise so that they can work things out together. What he's really saying in this and so many other speeches is, I am willing to work with anybody who is willing to do what I say. And that is the attitude that has pervaded this presidency. And that is probably what spurred the frustration that led John Boehner to say, let's sue the guy. Although I can't help but think that this is a comically pathetic gesture on Boehner's part. I mean, was he watching late night TV and some attorney commercial came on and he thought, hey, yeah, that's an idea. And I don't even have to pay anything unless we actually win cash damages.
Yeah, Scotty, you know, I mean, if the president wants to say, hey, this is what I want to do and the Republicans don't want to work with me, you know, then that's fine. That's his job. But for him to say that the Republicans don't want to work with me, therefore I'm going to start writing some laws, makes the Congress a rubber stamp banana republic joke. It's a joke. So going to you, Steve, Peter Sullivan, writing at The Hill, makes an interesting point. Barack Obama, the light worker, the messiah, has gone from yes, we can to so sue me. Now, putting aside the trivialities of the destruction of the separation of powers, I don't see how even his most stalwart supporters anymore can still think that this was the change they'd been waiting for. So sue me?
Yeah, you know, I'm not one to correct Peter Wenner. He's a very smart guy, smarter than me, better writer the works. I think maybe I'm taller or something. That's about all I've got on him. But he made a mistake. It wasn't from yes we can to so sue me. The trip Obama made was from February of 2009 to July of 2014, and the journey was from I won to so sue me. And if that man's thin-skinned, tiny little ego self can't see the causal connection, the straight line between I won to so sue me, then he doesn't deserve to sit in this office. And as to that lawsuit, I'm really of mixed feelings about this. Part of me says we've got to do something to rein in this executive, and this isn't a Democrat or Republican thing. This is a lawlessness issue. My other side is, you know, I'm an American. I believe that a lawsuit in politics is where losers go when they can't get their way. And so we've got a loser president who can't work with Congress. We've got a loser the Speaker of the House who can't do anything. So he's going to go to the courts. So this is an incredibly frustrating time to be an American citizen who was raised to believe in good governance.
Yeah. The devil take all of them, frankly. Anything inside the Beltway, just remove it with a giant scoop and go put it on Mars or someplace that needs some kudzu. Well, my friends, John Boehner is correct when he says the president has violated his oath of office, and in the post-free press age of Obama, I suppose he's correct for taking the president to court for his violation of the Constitution. What else is he going to do? Appeal to the public? They don't listen. But if there is a less effective and charismatic opposition leader in human history, I haven't heard of him. It's not like the leader of the opposition and the third person in line to the presidency doesn't have any political power. There is, in fact, a bully pulpit available to this man, John Boehner. I'll tell you what I would do if I were Speaker of the House. I'd go to work every day, at the Capitol building. But I wouldn't enter the Capitol building. I'd sit on the steps with the other 233 Republicans and say to passersby or whatever news cameras might show up, or maybe German tourists, that we Constitution-loving, rule-of-law-respecting patriots refuse to enter this building and be complicit in the destruction of the Constitution we swore an oath to protect, but we will go back to the difficult and complex work of reaching compromise on pressing national issues the instant that this lawless imperial president publicly states that he understands the roles and limitations of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of the United States government as set out in the U.S. Constitution, period. Now, is that political theater? Of course it is. People like theater. People learn from stories. If we had an opposition leader who could tell a story of freedom, we wouldn't be in this mess. For PJTV, I'm Bill Whittle.